The last interview I did was with Jacob Rees-Mogg. I've been aware of this guy since I was 18 when the Tories came into power. Hated this guy for a long, long time. He's like the child, if a child catcher went to university, it's basically Jacob Rees-Mogg. And I had the pleasure of going to GB News and sitting aside him and hearing him just spout lies throughout the whole interview. And then he sort of ended on a lie and said, well, that's all we've got time for now. Thank you, Cameron. So he turns to the camera and starts talking about cheese or something like that. And I know which camera is his camera he's doing his bit to. They're lying to us! And they quickly cut to an ad break. He moves a few steps away from me, and security move in and start escorting me gently out as I start telling him everything I wanted to tell him since I was about 18. And then he goes on to his next bit, and you can just see me through the glass screen at the back in the production office going, you're responsible for this, and you! So I haven't done any since then. I've taken a break. I'm stepping back to pave the way for other people who want to maybe get involved with the movement. That clipboard's going around. People want to be, putting your name down, signing yourself up, some good times. I don't do this professionally. I am a carpenter by day, and I did finish writing this on my lunch break earlier, so I will refer to my notes a little bit. So, who here is part of Just Stop Oil? Give me a whoop. Nice. Who's been involved in animal liberation? A few. Nice. Who was involved in Extinction Rebellion?
Yep.
Well, hey. And who's an undercover journalist?
Yep. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, right. Someone's look to next to you and see who's looking a bit red right now, because they're going to be here. I mean, you just can't be too careful these days. Roger Hallam's inside with many others right now, but he literally talked about the theory of civil resistance on a Zoom, and he's serving a 5-year sentence. That's where we're at right now. You've got people, young people, who bought phones for the movement and are on remand held without trial. So it's just getting really crazy. In fact, actually, this evening, selling tickets for a Just Stop Oil event now, getting people to come to something with the Just Stop Oil brand is really difficult. So really, thank you for coming this evening. I hope it's going to be worth the 2 years you get inside for it. I haven't been to prison. I've done the sweep of the custody suites around the M25, but I haven't been inside a prison. But I work in construction, so I'm familiar with most of the people that you'd meet in prison. And I work there. It's okay for me to say it. One time there are these people. They're called screeders, and they're like my arch nemesis. Their job is they basically pour concrete into the floor of a building. That's all they do every day. And I got chatting to one of them. I really like chatting to people on site because often they don't like what I do, and I really like working out what's going on around that. Anyway, I chat to this guy, and I'm like, have you ever used lime to do screeding with? And he's like, lime? Why would you use lime? I was like, well, it's less carbon intensive than cement. He's like, are you an environmentalist? Yeah, I am. You're not one of those idiots that glue themselves to the motorway, are you? Yeah, I am. He goes, you lot are always going on about science this, science that. Who's to say science is right? So, most of the time I try it, but this guy, I just didn't go there. And another guy that really likes science is our friend Mike Graham, who about a year after, or longer than that, continued to go on his show to try to make his point. He said, well, I got stocks and shares in concrete, and they're growing. And he, so I went on Radio 4's Gardener's Question Time, and I said, my friend Mike's been successfully growing concrete for a while, and I don't know if it's just something I'm doing wrong. Security in, out. Mike Graham's also got, hang on, he's following me? He's doing anything to monetize his thing, which I didn't do, and now we're expecting a little one. I wish I had monetized the whole concrete interview thing. Anyway, he's brought out a line of Tamagotchis. This is the budget range that I got that's coming out at Christmas. So if anyone wants to invest in Mike Graham's Tamagotchis, they're pretty expensive, but that's Mike for you, really. So yeah, talking of Tamagotchis, we have a little one brewing at the moment, which is very exciting. And I'm hoping it'd be great. My girlfriend's over 8 months pregnant, so I'm really hoping they're born tonight, so we can just get them straight on the clipboard and signed up. So my 0-year-old can put you all to shame that you've not signed up yet. It'd be quite embarrassing for you. In fact, I've already got I've got them their first little gift here for them. It's a little baby lock-on tube, just ready to go. Like, we are running out of time, guys. So, and I'm on a suspended sentence, which is why I'm having the kids, so they can take over. So, is anyone else brewing a little baby at the moment? No, because he's only really welcome two, so I was really hoping someone would say yes to that. Okay, never mind. That's my notes. So yeah, I'm basically hoping that our little one is basically the next Messiah, because I don't really know what else is gonna sort this out if my baby's not the Messiah. I was hoping I was the Messiah when I realised that I was both a carpenter and an activist and being persecuted by the state. It turns out I wasn't. I'm just a very naughty boy. And part of the reason I think our little one's going to be the Messiah, when we're trying for a kid, I was living away for work Monday to Friday, and so I remember the night because I came back midweek, very unusual for me to do the drive back. And yes, the reason was that the app thing said go for it, but also I came back to watch Dune 2 with my dad. And that's the night we conceived. So, I'm hoping it's the Messiah. I have a bit of a Jesus complex. We're pretty sure I'm not Jesus. In fact, we've figured it out now. I'm not going to go into that story. I don't have enough time. But basically, when the time comes, my mate Ian, who works for the Wildlife Trust, he's got a mate and he's got a donkey. So I'm hoping that I'm going to give Ian a call, get her on the donkey, start heading over to the hospital. I've got a few friends, they've got tea towels to put on their head ready. They're going to open the barn doors of the hospital, and Bob's your uncle, there's Jesus. So I got involved with civil resistance because I realised no one else was coming to save us. And it's really the best of times, and it's the worst of times. But you meet some of the most lovely, lovely people. And it is just really radical. It makes you believe you can do a lot more than you thought as an individual, which is a great thing to do with your life, to really step into your power. And I was involved in Insulate Britain. It was about the 4th action, and we dropped off in some housing estate and we start walking through a woodland, beautiful woodland. We do our usual hippie meditation thing with the drone of the M25 in the background and all of that. And we were meeting up with 2 other action teams. So our action team was called the Hedgehogs, notoriously not very good at fully making it across the road. and we were coming through the forest. There was another action team. They were already on the hard shoulder of motor. This action actually never went to court. So all of this is alleged, by the way. So allegedly, we came through the forest, we saw the other action team down there on the hard shoulder. There were 3 police officers already there. So there's 30 of us and 3 police officers. The other action team, they're mostly made up of the Christian Climate Action Group. And you don't fuck around with them. They've got God on their side, and they don't give a fuck. So we come down, they're already like pouring blue paint, like in the form of the word insulate on the hard shoulder. And then I'm like, well, the game's up already, there's police officers here, let's not, just do what we're going to do. And the plan was allegedly quite comprehensive. We had an SDS hammer drill. Allegedly, it was my idea. We were going to drill holes into the road, and then we were going to use a chemical resin, which is like liquid concrete, to put into the hole, and then put a coach bolt in the hole, and then glue our hands to the coach bolt, and the coach bolt has a little like mushroom cap over the top, and they wouldn't be able to get the de-gluing thing, and he's like, genius, allegedly genius. And then, so this happened, we get down there, looks like it's game over, and the policemen are stepping outside of protocol. They're just like, keep moving to the traffic. They will not let the traffic stop. And you've got people like walking along the edge of the hard shoulder, trying to slow the traffic down. And then the guy with the white collar reverend chap, he just steps out into lane 1 like this. Just like it's the fucking Red Sea. Okay? And that lane starts stopping, and he's like, everyone on the road! And he's like, and he's going to get run over if we all just stand there on the hard shoulder and watch him. So I go out into lane 2, so like this, and I've got the chemical resin. Hindsight probably, allegedly, looks like I've got a gun. So I'm like, put my hand up with the chemical resin gun in the other hand. Lane 2 and 3 stop. Chaos absolutely ensues. You've got the blue paint person just absolutely throwing it everywhere like it's going out of fashion. The Reverend, he's trying to go to the hard shoulder onto the other lane to stop the other side of traffic, because there's another action team over there who are also wimping out on the hard shoulder. So he's just like, get out of the way. And then you've got a guy that's like Zeus with the SDS drill, just like... 2 police officers either arm of him trying to just wrestle it off of him. He successfully drills the holes. I'm trying to find the holes. I've got another police officer chasing me as I've got the chemical resin gun. He's smaller than me, so I'm just holding it above his head, trying to find where the holes are. Eventually he gets distracted. I go around, fill the holes up with the chemical resin, and then trying to find the bolts. No one knows any idea where the bolts are. It's like a key part of this plan. So I'm contemplating putting my finger in like a chemical resin in the middle of the road. I'd still be there, Thank God I didn't do that. We put these little cocktail sticks with little Insulate Britain flags that we had in them, just for good measure. Anyway, then we stuck our hands down onto the road, and we all basically got ripped off the road on that occasion. Dragged off, put in the hard shoulder, and then they arrested us all with a megaphone, and I was quite upset about that, because I'd packed a lunch, and I thought we were going to be there a bit longer. So I just ate my lunch out, and the lady who arrested us on the megaphone, she comes over and goes, you can't eat that, you're under arrest. I don't want to eat the police station lunch. She's like, you're under arrest, you can't eat that. She tries to get my sandwich off me. And I'm thrown in the back of the van with another mate. We go off to the police station. This mate, we all got released after the normal custody time, but he actually got put in prison for 2 weeks. And the reason he was put in prison was because he had special bail conditions not to be found with glue, which we hadn't received those special bail conditions yet. We weren't lucky like him. And he received that because the time before, when he was getting booked in, we'd all been arrested, searched, patted down, he's getting booked in at the desk. And he's just chatting, answering his questions, and he pulls a super glue out of his pocket. He's just hiding it behind the desk like that. And just starts smothering the glue over his hands. Yes, my day of birth. And then he just sort of leans on the desk like that. Yeah. And then he's like, when they're done, like, right, send him down to cell number 6. I've glued myself to your desk. What do you mean? I'm sorry, I've glued myself to your desk. So that's why he got 2 weeks in prison. Anyway, there's loads of stories like that. Really recommend it. Honestly, come on, like, time is running out. At least do it when it's fun, not when you're like fighting to protect your family. Let's do it now whilst we still can, in a way that we actually have a chance. So do find a way to get involved. If it's not just up oil, I'm sure you're passionate about something. Everyone's passionate about something, and everything we love is at risk. So really, find a movement to protect what you love and what you're most passionate about. That's really what I ask you tonight. Thank you so much.